Nigeria's foreign exchange market is one that has been characterized by volatility and uncertainty in policy over the years. The need for stability and clarity has become critical for the Nigerian economy. Understanding this, and with the recent Forex policy rolled out by the central bank, leading Nigerian commercial solicitors, Detail Nigeria, hosted a roundtable to discuss Nigeria's foreign exchange and financial market current issues. Panelists at the discourse, Mr Bismark Rewane CEO, Financial Derivatives, and Mr Sonnie Ayere, CEO, DunnLorrenMerrifield, shared their perspectives on the issues around the FX market.
This is external reserves and exchange rates, so you can play with, deplete your external reserves to support your currency. And the objective of doing that, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to support your family with your savings? Except it is necessary if there was a medical emergency and all that. If not, it is what you earn that you spend, and the rest you save for the rainy day, except when it's raining already. In the last 2 months or months, we've disbursed $2.45 billion into the market. 735 in spot and 1.7 in forwards. But we starved the market for 6, 7 months or 8 months. Would it have been more efficient to have, right? Rather than create confusion and, right? So there are risks, but if the oil trades below 55, we've done a scenario, probability 75%. If it trades above 55, there's also a risk, but in all cases, it's only when it goes below 40 that Nigeria begins to suffer. And why do I say this? I say this because even when we're at 100, if you assume that 60% of the money leaked, that means even when you're at 100, $40 was what was effectively, because let us say, okay, 40% leaked, 20% was squandered, and 40% was used. So at $40, you should be okay, right? Assuming that there's sanity. But sanity cannot be taken for granted. We now know that everything depends on production. So the government now realizes and are engaging with the Niger Delta guys, so that these guys don't go and disrupt the pipelines. So now that has happened, I think we are more likely to see our production and our revenue stay stable. Now, the question of inflation expectations and interest rate expectations are important in the sense that you are not going to be able to develop and accumulate capital at these current interest rates. Because these interest rates are targeted at 2 things. 1, to reduce consumption, and 2, to attract investments. So you ask yourself, how sensitive is consumption in Nigeria to interest rates? Even if you make your interest rates 100%, are people going to give up their consumption and save? And if they save, what do they expect the value of that saving to be at the end of the year? So that's one question. For an international investor, if he brings in his money, how much are you going to compensate him for the risk of a potential devaluation? So you're actually pursuing objectives which are not reasonable. It's a mirage.
My view basically is that if you manage Niger Delta issues, in other words, you manage your production levels, right, and at least you keep them at the sort of 2.2, 2.5 million barrels a day, and you have somewhere, like you rightly said, 45, 50 a day, we should be okay. The question is, and I agree with you, is that moving to that equilibrium under, I don't know what to call the exchange rate regime we have right now, whether it's floating, whether it's quasi-floating, whether it's fixed, whether it's quasi-fixed, and it passes. But hopefully, we will converge to something that we can all understand. Let me then take a conversational detour. We miss the big elephant in the room. Because my first question is, why do we have an obsession with exchange rates? It's a question worth asking. Why can't we produce will say we don't have power, we don't have infrastructure, we don't have this. We've been saying that before I grew my beard. My beard is grown, and as my dear friend, I'm going gray. We're still saying the same story. I remember once, I know you mentioned not to mention it, but I won't mention it because I'll just say the CBN governor at the time saying it is so expensive. I can't understand why things are so expensive, so etc., etc. Banks have to have their own borehole, their own generator, their own this, their own that. And I'm looking at this person, I'm saying, but dude, it is your fault. The truth of the matter is, you cannot develop an economy if you don't have long-term money.
Mr. Ayere Jemide, lead partner at Detail Solicitors, spoke on the essence of the roundtable and the 6th Detail Business Series.
We all have to be participants in governance. And so if you're not a senator, you're not in House of Reps, you're not the president, you're not the governor, you have to join a conversation. And what we try to do with the Detail Business Series is to look for topics that everybody's interested in and try and stir up conversations. The more we join conversations, the more government knows that people are talking about these issues and have views. Then they'll sit up and do what they have to do.
We have Mr. Bismark and Mr. Sonnie Ayere discuss and give their interventions alongside Mr. Bode Augusto. So what are your takeaways from this business series today on the Forex market generally?
A few things. On the positive side, that things are looking better with the FX rate, so we need to encourage government to do whatever they've been doing. But I think other things that came home very strong were the fact that policies shouldn't be willy-nilly. Policies should be based on set objectives, and they should continue to stay on a policy track. I think we have situations where you say one thing today, you do another thing tomorrow, and both the citizens and even foreigners who are coming to invest, they're not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. All right, so I think that came home very strong in the discussions that we had today.
For Mr. Sonnie Ayere, the fundamental issues are around oil price and production capacity for Nigeria on the sustainability of the Forex market.
Look, the CBN is doing its best to try and, stabilize the currency. The only problem is, if you think about it, if you come up with a policy of floating exchange rates, but actually every action has shown fixed exchange rate, which may not be their fault. It might just be the fact that, the way the market has reacted, they've had to intervene in such a way. My belief is that, look, as the supply continues and becomes more regular and people get used to it, hopefully, in other words, not people, the market gets used to that, say a stable level of dollar supply, you get to a point where it's relatively stable, and maybe then the CBN may, at that point in time, consider practicing a floating exchange rate. All right? So, to my mind, I think it's more intervening because of where the markets are, just trying to get things straight. You think about when the market had gone right out to 525. It was going crazy. So an intervention had to happen. And we were, as a country, we were lucky that what the vice president did at the time, or the presidency did at the time, with respect to Niger Delta happened. It was very timely. Because if that hadn't happened, production wouldn't have increased. And guess what? Who knows, we'd have been at 1,000 to 1 by now. So it was very timely. They did a great job. And I just think that, let's give them time, right? And let's see how this whole FX intervention, plays out.
Over a month of the new foreign exchange policy by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and an intervention that is now to the tune of $1.5 billion, stakeholders are eager to see clarity in the policy framework and market structures from the monetary authorities.